Sad kitty.
Okay, so a year ago, I installed a set of GT350 seats into my 2001 Mustang Roush Stage 2. I'm not the best at recording build videos, but during the time I was able to at least get the seats in the car. They've been in it for over a year, and I have the power seats working. The thing is, one reason why I really want these seats, besides the fact that they are cool and for the steez, is because I want to actually get the AC ventilation working on them without having to completely, rewire every single little thing. I want something that was quick and reliable. Now, I also live in Southern California, so I was really only interested in the AC ventilated seat and getting the ventilated AC seats working. So it is possible to do both AC and heat. Just in this video, I only did AC because it gets hot here. It doesn't snow where I live, but it will absolutely be 95 degrees in November. Now, the thing is, I did record how I wired everything all up. The thing is, the video quality wasn't exactly the greatest. There was kind of an issue with how it recorded. So what I decided to do is I drew a diagram which shows exactly how I did everything. I'm going to be going over a diagram, and if you actually want a copy of it, and also with everything else I'm going to be showing you, I have a link down below where you can go ahead and grab it, and I'll send it your way. So with that being said, let's dive in this. I'm also going to go over the normal wiring diagram and also an example of how you could wire up the electronics to be both hot and cold. So with that said, I'm going to jump to a diagram I drew up. There were no crayons harmed in the making of this, nor were they eaten, but just kind of roll with me on the fact that this is pretty elementary looking. So, pretty much what I set up is I want to make sure that I could turn on with the push of a button the electronics inside the seat to make sure that it turned on the fans and it made it cold. So let's talk about what actually makes things cold and hot. We have this, the TED device, thermal electronic device. Pretty much it becomes hot or cold depending on, what side is getting, positive and what side's getting negative. And what we are pretty much doing is saying, hey, when I press this button, I want to turn on this and the fans so that the fans blow and this becomes cold. So let's take a couple of steps back and see how I figured this out. So right here is the actual diagram for the driver's seat. So, for right here, this is all just for the driver's seat. The passenger seat is the same, just different wire colors, but like the diagrams are built the same way. And as we can see here, we have gray, orange, and we have green, brown. That's going to be motor. This little guy right here, this brown, green, this is just kind of to tell it to do the thing. So if you don't have this hooked up, the fans actually won't turn on, but if you do, just give this power, it will turn on. Then we have this guy right here. We have yellow, blue, and we have blue, orange. Now, the way how they set this up right here, where it's say positive to yellow, blue, and negative to blue, orange, that's going to make it hot. So if you just want to do heated seats, you want to keep it that way. By the way, there are, fans and a TED thing in both the front cushion and on the back. So, here we have the same actual brown, green, and gray, orange, and this gray wire for the fans. TED device there is gray and violet, and then white and violet. And the way how this is wired, with positive going to gray violet and negative going to white violet, will make it warm. Now again, as I said, I don't want warm. I live in a warm area. I want cold. So let's talk about how I did this. From the car, on the driver's side, you have the plug that goes into the stock SN95 seat. That is the wiring I'm using to send a 12-volt constant, because even with the key off, you can still operate the power seat. What I wanted to make sure is that, I could still move the power seat with the car off, but I can't run the fans or any of this stuff with the car off because, that takes a lot more electricity. So what I did is this. From the car, from the 12-volt constant, especially the thick wires from where the power seat is, ground is going to be ground for everything. But when it comes to power, I have that going to a relay. When it comes to the relay, we have the power coming in here. We have it grounded out. We have the power that will go out. But the switch is going to come from a push button that I have in the center console. What I have set up here is that I have a key on 12 volt that sends power to this push button. So when I push the button, it actually goes to the relay and gives power to various stuffs. So this right here, I have it on like a fuse tap. I think it's the same one that I did for my headlight DRL video. So if you want to check that out, that's something I made a few years ago, where the lights, turn on when the car's only on and stuff like that. But once I press a button, let's talk about what gets power. So when it comes to seat fans, we want green and brown to get power. We want the sensor, so brown, green, and gray to get power. And on the TED devices, we want blue, orange to get power, and white, violet. Now, when it comes to grounding on the TED devices, we need yellow, blue to get grounded, and gray, violet to get grounded. And of course, on the seat fans, we need gray, orange. So as you can tell, it's really similar to what we have here. The big thing is just pretty much switching these. So if you just want to have like AC seats because you live in the Southwest and it's hot, there you have it. I have everything grounded out, going back to the car. And so far it's been about a month and it's been working great. Now, one thing I will say is that when the way how I have this set up, from the factory, these cars, you could kind of like, push how fast you want the fans to go. For me, I just have a push button, so it just does, full blast or nothing at all. If you were to, change something around, if you wanted to have like, I wanted to have like different speeds, you would still need this part, and I think you would need whatever will, select the amount of voltage out. That has to go to, I think it's, I think it's the seat fans and the sensor. So, because one thing I do know is that when I was, testing all this stuff out, I have a little, 12 volt, testing plug, that I can crank up the voltage. Like, they can run at lower volts. I believe the max that I've heard is 9, but also I've seen plenty of people do 12, and it's fine too. Just don't go above that, that's for sure, because then everything will not like you very much. But if you want to have it like adjustable fan speed, my guess is you'll probably replace this with some sort of, turn on switch that has a knob that allows you to dial out how much voltage. The turn on would turn on everything else, and the adjustable voltage would probably go directly to the seat fan so you can make it faster and stuff like that. And who knows, maybe in the future I'll do that for fun. Now, if you want to do both heat and air conditioning, I did not draw this. This is something I found on the internet. But pretty much what you're doing is you're taking everything here and you're duplicating it. So you would have two relays. Instead of a push button, you would have a rocker switch. So one is hot, middle is off, other one is cold. And then depending on which way it's pushed, it would either tell the TED device to be either, hot or cold. You probably want to have some diodes in there so electricity doesn't flow back, if that makes sense. Granted, I am not a mechanic. I am literally doing this for fun. Fun. And some people go fishing, go figure. So when it comes to how this is wired up, I know this looks like a jumbled mess, but, you can see that it's ignition, so that's the 12-volt key switch. They have a switch right here where like this is going to be on for, hot, that one's on for cold. And the way how these have this set up, like say if we're just doing hot, when this is connected and it's switched to hot, turns on a red LED, activates this switch, which then, does the seat fans and stuff like that. But most importantly, it sends power to the seat, to the TED devices, in this way, in the fact that it's like, okay, this is going to be power and this is going to be power. However, when they switch it the other way, it turns on a blue light, it activates this switch, so maybe you don't need diodes. I mean, again, it really is, your mileage may vary. It does the reverse. This now becomes power, and this becomes power, and these become the ground outs, and it will run hot. So maybe in the future I'll do that too. It's really hard to justify doing heated seats when, during the summer here, it can be like 105. Like now we're actually having kind of a cold winter, but like a cold winter is like 50. It's nothing that I would want heated seats for, but I mean, that's my own personal thoughts. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to jump to my car. This is going to be the video I recorded of how I wired it up. I just know some people do better looking at the thing directly. Some people do better just seeing like, just keep it to me straight. Like what gets power, what doesn't, how do you turn it on? I figured this would be a really helpful guide for anyone. So, with that, let's jump to my car. In this video, I am going to be going over how I did the wiring for my GT350 seats, which I have right here, into my 2001 New Edge Roush Mustang. Now, in a video I did a year ago, I talked about how I put them in. This is more about the wiring, not so much for the power seat movement, because that's actually pretty straightforward. The big thing is going to be how I get the AC seats working. Now, I live in Southern California. It does not really get cold here, but boy, does it get hot. So I am actually just going to go over how I managed to set this up. Now, one thing I do recommend is trying to find the wiring diagram. It'll make this look a lot easier. So let's see, I'm going to try and put up a screenshot of it right here. If I don't, go ahead and just find it online. So let's talk about how I actually get this working. So first, I am going to be running this off of the stock power seat cables, because those are very heavy gauge wire, and I also reuse the connector here. When it comes to grounding, I have the black ground go to right here, which is the purple wire. This is for power seat. This is the negative for fan motors. This right here I'll get to in a second. This is going to go to the other side. Now, power is the interesting part. So as you can tell, we have our power coming from the car. This cable right here is going to be going to the other side of the car. And right here we have power for power seats. And then I have this other red cable that I'm going to talk about in a second. So pretty much, if you just want to get the seats to go back and forward, you want to have this cable right here, which is, what is that? All purple, and this cable, which is purple and orange, to get power from the car seat. Now that means when this is plugged in, this will move the car seat if the key is on or off. When it comes to the AC seats, I want to do a switch, and also I am going to make sure that it only can turn on if the car is in the on or running position. So let's talk about my myriad of wires I got here. First, I got a ground. I have, let's see, this is for this right here is for the seats, because it goes all the way here. This is actually supposed to be connected. I haven't vacuum sealed any of this yet, or done any of the hard connectors, but I have done a test. It all works. It's just a matter of making sure it all connects. So this guy goes to fans and the TED device, which is the thermal device thingamajigger thing. It pretty much makes the hot and the cold. And then also we have, let's see, so we got this guy, we have the ground, and we also have power from the car. So what I did here, found this little basket. I am moving the power seat controls to the front of the seat because they're right here. It sometimes will rub against this door and it will move the seat around, which is really not fun when you're driving. And when it comes to the power coming from the car, that is going to go here to this blue. If you're familiar with relays, that is going to be 30. Actually, let me pause real quick. This might be a bit easier to see. So I have the power of the car going to 30. And then I have, let's see, Mr. White right here is, I believe it's 85. 85, this guy right here, is going to go to a button that I'm going to put in the center section, the center console. And that's actually going to be wired to a circuit that is only key on when the car is on. So that way when I press the button, it only will turn on the relay. And let's see, black ground, pretty straightforward. Red right here, which is, let's see, where's the thing I just had? There we go. Okay, so yeah, pretty much 30 is coming from the car, 87 is red, and that is going to fans and the TED device. Let's see, what is that? 85 is coming from my little push button switch I'm going to have. 86 is ground. So that means we have fans, which are going to go to this guy right here. We're going to have ground. Those guys go together. And then we're going to have from the car to blue 30. So that means when the car is on and I want to turn on the AC seats, I simply push a button. It will send electrical signal here hits the relay, takes the power from here and sends it to here, which will then go to that rat's nest of wires. Let's talk about that. This is the hard part, honestly, or the one that took me the most time, because you have to both pretty much make sure that the wires for not only the fans but the TED device works. So let's talk about the fans. Let's see, you pretty much want to have, let's see, that is green with the brown stripe, brown with the green stripe. Those are positive. When it comes to TED everything else, this is all going to get positive. That way, not only the fans turn on, but also the TED device runs cool. If you want to run the TED device to go hot, you have to reverse polarity. Here's a screenshot of someone who showed how to do both hot and cold. I just want cold. So I am doing gray with purple. We have blue and orange. We have blue, yellow, and blue. What do we have over here? We have white with purple. We also have, it looks like, solid gray. All those get power. When it comes to the negatives, just make sure this guy right here, gray and orange, goes to negative. And since, you know, since these are only going to get power when the car is switched on with my little button, I just ran this directly to the car's negative. So that means pretty much power goes to the car's, back and forth power seat all the time. Only when the relay is activated by a little button that I'm going to be installing will the fans and the TED device get power, which means they are going to run both the fans on, and the TED device is going to turn on and run cold. I know this is a really rough video. I'll probably draw out a diagram so it's a lot easier, but hopefully this helps someone out. Because yeah, it took a lot of trial and error trying to figure out which ones are, going to be for the TED device, making sure the TED device runs cool instead of hot, and yeah. So I will probably do a more formal video when this is all together for both the driver and passenger side. Okay, so if you watch this and you're at this point, hopefully you found this helpful. I spent, a good couple of months trying to figure out how to wire this all up. There's other videos I saw. I just wanted to make my own, so it was really straightforward on how do you make the power the thing. If you like this kind of content, obviously I'm a Mustang guy. I do tend to prefer the S550 New Edge because of emotional reasons. I mean, newer Mustangs are so much better, but I love the garbage that I got. So with that being said, if you like this type of content, comment, like, and subscribe down below. Let me know if you're going to try this out. Seeing that the S550 is now like over, 10 years old, which, man, I feel like they just came out like 2 years ago. It should be possible to start finding some of those GT Premium seats, or even, I got lucky. I found those GT350 seats on, Facebook Marketplace for like $500. They were virtually in perfect condition. So with that being said, I will see you guys in the next video.